All right, hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Jeebus Podcast. I'm Ethan. We're here with
Max,
Cole,
and this is going to be our first podcast. So, looking forward to try to entertain you guys. You know, just kind of have a discussion. Our podcast is really just anything and everything goes. So
yeah, pretty informal. We're not gonna have it be anything like super specific. We're not gonna really tie us down to anything right now, at least.
Yeah.
Just kind of figuring out where
It
we're going
is
with it.
what it'll become.
Yep. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Why don't we talk about how long it took to get this set up tonight?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we were down here. We've been down here since what? 6
yeah.
o'clock. You know, just sitting here.
What is it,
trying to get this
8:40
figured
now
out.
or something
Yeah.
like that? Yeah.
It was definitely a pain. No, it was definitely a pain.
I'm glad I wasn't here for the majority of that. I
You
showed
were-
up at like 8:15,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys were scrambling. Didn't really look
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, drew
didn't
that,
really look like
drew
you
that
knew
pretty
good.
picture on the board over there. So
Yeah,
the whiteboard.
Yeah.
I came in and they're just like, yeah, we've been working on this for about 3 hours. We've gone through everything. we drew a picture on the wall. We set up our Twitter accounts, but we can't get the audio working. So pretty excited now that we got it going.
And hopefully in the future we'll be adding video to this podcast, but that's just something down the road. So stay tuned.
See our beautiful faces.
Yeah, I think that's all really to get us introduced.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just wanted to start off this first podcast. I just have a little bit of a story to tell about. Right now, I'm a high school student. We're all high school students.
Yep.
And
Older end.
I had this AP Lit class. Right. I mean, I'm sure everybody's had that ELA class.
Yeah, I'm in it too with him.
So Cole knows about it?
Yes.
I have not heard this story
Yeah,
yet.
I
So this
know
is the
about
first
it.
time. This is my first time hearing it.
So let me kind of set the scene. So I walk into class. It's an average day. We've been reading this story called Oedipus for a while.
Isn't it like
If you-
Oedipus? I know. I heard someone say something about it.
Yeah. If you don't know what the story is, basically it's about a guy who he murders his father, has sex with his mother, and then gouges his eyes out.
I wish I knew more about this.
There's not much more to know.
Is that
I'll tell you
accurate, Cole?
There's not much more
Yeah,
to know.
yeah, that sums it up.
So I walk into class, and the assignment is write a paper about Oedipus. And there was no way, on God's green earth, I was going to write a paper about incest. Just wasn't going to do it. Just was not going to do it. So I still thought I had to do something. So I went ahead and I wrote a paper about why I shouldn't write about Oedipus. And here, I'll let you be the judge, Max. I'll let you be the judge. Here were my 3 main points. 1, it's disgusting and immoral. 2,
I think that's kind of fair.
it
I think
had
it's pretty fair.
no intellectual merit. Me writing the paper did. And 3, it had no relevance into today's society or the future.
No relevance.
None.
I'm sure there is some stuff going on.
I mean,
like
I got
that.
60 neighbors, and none of them that I know of have killed their father and had sex with their mother. So
Isn't
you tell me I'm
there a
wrong.
thing about like Oedipus complex? Like that's like a I don't know enough about it, but it's like about. I wish
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about, Max.
Oedipus complex. Hold up.
But
Tell him,
here's
Max.
what was interesting. So the teacher, we're not going to name her. Oh, did you have it up right now?
Yeah, so I remember from psychology, and the Oedipus complex is a term used by Sigmund Freud in his theory about psychosexual stages of development to describe a child's feelings of desire for his or her opposite sex parent and jealousy and anger towards his or her same-sex parent. And there's an opposite version of this where you feel love towards the same sex and hate the opposite one.
I see.
But I understand where this is coming from now.
Well, Oedipus was a grown man. Having sex with his mother.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, that's just sick. I mean, Cole, tell me, what are your thoughts on incest?
Oh, it was Electra Complex is the other one. But,
Okay, well, I think it's disgusting. But
I'm glad we're all on the same page on freaking incest. I'm glad that this had to be stated.
I have I'll be another view of the story because I was there. I do have the prompt for the writing we're supposed to write.
Wait, so what was the reaction of this? Like, what was the big? Why was this a big story?
Well, and we're gonna get to that because we had one character that really stood out from the rest. Most of my classmates, they just laughed. Oh my god!
Oh, they're like, oh yeah, you got a point
you
going.
can't turn this in. You're crazy.
What?
So,
Why?
Hey, classmates go unnamed.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone goes unnamed.
Well, yeah, unless they want to be mentioned.
But I turn it in. Teacher calls me up, and she's trying to expose me in front of the whole class, saying, I'm going to give this a 0. I'm definitely giving this a 0, rada rada. This is so bad. She was reading it out loud.
A girl was doing this?
The teacher.
Teacher.
The teacher,
was doing
yeah.
But a student, you tell me what you heard, Cole. What did you hear in that room?
The student, there was a student that stood out that was very mad at Ethan.
Angry?
Yeah, angry. I mean,
40 wrote?
I mean, right
saying
in the head, angry.
Like red in the face?
That Ethan was turning in his assignment, knowing he was probably going to get a bad grade, and that student was angry at him for it.
True.
What was he mad about? What you were saying, or like?
Well,
That student was claiming it was very,
was like disrespectful.
childish.
yeah, childish, and yeah,
So they thought it was like
immature. That's what the student was using. You're so immature.
Can you write? Do you have a pen? Can you write down the name of this person? Like I want.
Hey.
But like,
Man,
I'm just curious.
we
but,
can do this later.
But
The important, what's important is
What I wanted to kind of think about or take a look at was why was this person so frustrated with me?
probably because they thought you were just trying to undermine the teacher. Cause you know how you can be.
I mean,
you
that
know how you can be.
could have been.
But oh really? Oh, okay. I just found out who it was. Well, yeah. I think they just were thinking you were just trying to undermine a teacher. But at least you wrote an essay about why you weren't gonna write about the essay. So it's not like you didn't do your work. It's not like you didn't do anything at all.
And I'll give it to Ethan. It was a very good essay, but it did not follow the prompt. So
What was the prompt? What was
It
the
didn't
prompt?
follow
The prompt's right here. I'll read it out.
You brought it.
Well, I have my backpack with me because I came here straight from school. Select a novel or play in which a tragic figure functions as an instrument of the suffering of others. Then write an essay in which you explain how the suffering brought upon others by that figure contributes to the tragic vision of the work as a whole.
So, and you had to write about the.
Well, no, there was a slew of books I could write about.
Why didn't
Yeah.
you write about
That was the
those?
only story we read. I mean,
Yeah,
you
there's
take a
about
look
there's
at
about a
that
list of
lineup
20,
and you
20
tell me what
books.
you've read.
Hold up. Let me look at this. All right.
Wait, so this student was frustrated with me.
Yeah, that's not the point.
And-
The prompt isn't the point.
And I was looking.
I want to
at-
read
and-
Death
and
of a
I-
Salesman. That sounds good.
I was thinking about why was this student so frustrated? And I
Ethan, you've seen Fences the movie.
have.
You probably
And
could
it was
have.
awful.
It was
Worst
a
games to watch
bad
the movie
movie.
ever.
It was a bad movie.
I haven't seen the movie, but all right.
But so I jotted down some ideas of why the student could have been mad, and let me just go and read you my notes. I said, maybe the idea of success through means other than traditional by the book or by the curriculum is scary.
Yeah, and that's at first I think for the first day I was maybe not first day, but I was confused at why that student was mad at you.
Yeah.
Why it bothered them so much, and I think that's the conclusion we reached.
I would just.
And you guys got to be aware. This student wasn't just under their breath. Ooh, they were vocal about it.
Yeah, they were outspoken about it.
They were yelling a little bit.
Yelling.
They were letting me know they didn't like that.
Okay, but a side note, you've never You don't know what Frankenstein is?
I went to a Frankenstein play at Northtown
That's not-
years ago.
That's not
when
my
we were in
point.
the orchestra.
I don't know
But
if I
you
know it
could've
well
read about
enough.
something else.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I know it well enough.
So I think what they were more. Do you think I wasn't there? But
The prompt isn't the point.
Let's focus on Max.
it's the
Ethan knows-
point of the teacher grading you though. So like I can understand why the teacher would score you bad, but I don't understand why someone else is getting.
Which is why,
Angry
that's
about
what
that.
we're trying to figure out. That's what we're talking about right now. Why would another student be frustrated by this? And that's what that's kind of the brain picker we're looking at here.
I really just like from an outside perspective and kind of looking in, I kind of think it's more of like an authority. Like I think it was more of an authority kind of position she came from.
What do you mean?
Like I know the girl, she seems like she's coming from like kind of an authoritative position usually. So I'm thinking like maybe she just was trying to, maybe she thought you were out of line, or maybe it was,
She felt it was her responsibility to. Maybe
yeah, I don't know why she
correct
thinks
me.
that though. Like it's not
Could be right.
because I don't. Maybe she's realized like the teacher's not gonna call you out as much as, I don't know. Like, I mean, you can do anything you want about with your grade. Do you think she would have got angry if you wrote nothing at all?
No, I don't
No.
think so.
No,
I
she
don't.
wouldn't. So I think it was more about like you just going against the prompt.
Going against the grain.
Yeah.
Going
I
against
think
the
I think she was just uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, could have
Yeah.
been.
And this student is the student we're talking about, they're very by the book.
They are. Let me.
This is
They,
the talking
this, no,
shit
the reason I even brought up,
podcast.
maybe it's scary to.
No,
go,
this student is my friend.
Yes.
This mind you, this student is our friend, so maybe that even amplifies it even more.
Maybe then she
Maybe
thought,
she just cared so much that she hated to see me try to throw my grade away.
Ooh, you think that?
Could have been.
I don't think that.
But let me
I'll
say
be honest, I
this.
don't think
This
that.
this student really is. I mean, straight A student. Great
Yeah.
bookworm.
Yeah.
Athlete.
All around,
You know-
all around person.
And we're not bringing up this story to disrespect anybody in any way. We're just trying to analyze, what was going through their head, what was going on.
I think people just need to like kind of pay attention to themselves more, because I think it was more about like just kind of to take like an authority kind of in the situation.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it I guess the only way we really know is having them on the show.
You're just that's funny though. Like, but someone's getting angry about.
So let's. How was your week, Max? Let's talk about your week.
That was my little story. We'll have more stories on here.
So
That was my little story.
for people at home that don't really know, Ethan and Cole, they go to a different school than I do, so I don't get to see them as much. So
True story.
these podcasts are
Better
going
school than he does.
Facts. That's true.
Not true. Not true.
Way better.
Even though the fan base is probably going to be more from your guys' school. Because I've told nobody about this at my school yet. I didn't really know we were actually doing
I told the
this.
guy at the radio store.
The audio
The ra-
At the audio store, yeah.
What do you say?
He said, "Yeah, I'm listening." So,
I hope he's listening in.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Shout out to Audio Guy. Shout out to him.
What,
Yeah.
what store did you go to?
Well, I can't. Well, they would have to sponsor us.
Give us his name and
Yeah.
ad. No, you don't have to. They don't have to sponsor you.
they
You
do.
can talk-
I don't want to give him free advertisement.
But we could get some money out of that, bro. We gotta start talking about people, bro. Hey, I just would like to thank Dollar Shave
Who
Club.
was
I don't
it?
really have them.
Do you remember his name?
I don't.
Okay, do you have their name,
Let's
address,
just say it was
like social
Jim.
security?
Jim from the audio store.
Yeah.
We'll call him Jim.
Shout out to Jim from the audio store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out.
You know who you are.
Mm.
Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you.
Thanks for believing in us from day one.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't we? This is the first episode. Why don't we talk a little bit about ourselves? Why don't we just say a little bit of who we are?
Okay.
You want to go first, Max?
No,
Cole. Why don't you go, Cole?
Okay, I'll go first.
not too much.
I'm Cole. I'm a senior in high school. I have no idea what I'm gonna do in the future.
I think we're all on that page.
Yeah, I have no plans. I do play football, not currently though.
He's dying.
Mm,
Cole is on the verge of death at any
a
moment.
blood clot was found in my left leg, so I'm as of right now out for I've been out for about 5 weeks.
By the way, tell him how you found this blood clot.
Okay, yeah. So the official practice dates for football teams in Missouri, high school football teams in Missouri, is August 6th.
Keep going.
So it was the first week of practice. We're running our drills, we're doing plays, and I twist my leg and my knee up pretty bad. I roll my ankle and I twist up my knee, and that really hurt. That was like the second day of official practice, and then a few plays later, and my knee
Just
and
kept
my
playing.
yeah, I kept playing through, and it hurt a lot. But I've rolled my ankles are so screwed up, man.
We'll
I
just be walking down a sidewalk, and like Ethan and I will be just talking. All of a sudden, Cole falls to the ground. We're like, what happened, Cole?
True
he
story.
rolls his ankle.
All the time.
Rolls his ankle on flat ground.
All the time.
Yeah, so the ankle didn't bother me, but my knee really bothered me. But I just played through it. And then a few plays later, my left leg, it gets stepped on. My calf gets stepped on. Didn't think much of it. I've been stepped on 100 times before.
Yeah.
A couple weeks went by. Here comes we have a practice scrimmage between my football team, and my leg's starting to bother me. I'm not thinking much of it. So I'm like, I think it's my ankle. Then comes the jamboree. My leg's bothering me a little more. Then comes game week. The first week, I wake up on I think it was a Wednesday morning.
Can you tell us what you were thinking at the time, Cole?
I wake up on a Wednesday morning.
What kind of cereal you ate?
I wake up on hey, I'm telling the story. Relax.
Ethan's
right?
over here pointing at his watch.
Yeah, relax. We got time. I wake up on a Wednesday morning and I'm in horrible pain. It's like a
in your left calf?
Yeah, my left calf.
Right.
It's like 6 in the morning. Mind you, I have an off block in the morning, so I'd be sleeping until about 8:30 or something like that. But I'm screaming. I wake my whole family up.
Screaming?
Yeah, well, I wasn't screaming. I'd say I was grunting.
You're yelling.
I was grunting a lot.
Do it. Try it one time.
I was. I mean, basically, that's what I was doing.
It's like it felt like you're having like a cramp.
Yeah, like a constant cramp charging horse, and it's bad pain, and it ends up turning into sharp pain. And I play my first game, and then that Monday, I'm like, something's not right, because I'm treating it. I'm doing everything my trainer told me to do. I'm treating it, and I'm like, something's not right. Go to the doctor.
What are you doing to treat it? Weren't you like rubbing out your?
Yeah,
legs?
I was. Yeah.
So.
I was. We're thinking it's just we got knots in my muscles in my calf, and my calf was swollen and it was hot, and it was hard. Like my left leg was physically harder than my right leg, and I was rubbing the crap out of my leg, like
trying to rub out.
Trying to rub out like a knot or something.
Rub one out, right?
No.
Trying to rub it out.
There's a clot in his leg.
Yeah,
and he's taking a roller to his leg, trying to move around his
I'm
muscles.
punching my leg as hard as I can.
Trying to move it around.
I literally rubbed it for like an hour straight, but then comes Monday, something's not right. Go to the doctor on Tuesday morning. They found like a stress fracture in one of my ankles. I didn't even know about that.
That probably explains a lot. How you're falling all the time.
And then then they do an ultrasound on my left leg to find a blood clot. None of the doctors expected it. They never had a patient with a blood clot.
At your age?
Yeah, at my age, because usually it's with older people.
How rare is it to get a blood clot at your age?
Oh crap! I forget.
You said it's like really high.
Yeah, it's pretty rare.
Yeah, understandably.
Then they put me on blood thinners. They told me my season was over, and then my doctor, he called a specialist. He said that the type of blood thinner I'm on, I could be able to come back. So I'm in the process of that right now. But Other than that, you know.
No, you don't have to come back until after your team plays.
Yeah, I'm coming back for the Northtown game for sure.
All right.
But yeah, that's just a little bit about me and what's going on right now. I love cats. Dogs scare me too. I do like dogs. Yo, my favorite color is blue.
Oh.
All right. Well, I'll say a little bit about myself. My name is Ethan.
Yep.
I have a cat named Max. He's older than me.
Older than me.
Yeah, he's
Always piss me
18.
off.
I like cats. I've had tons of cats. I've had dogs before too. I like dogs, but
What do you do, Ethan?
what do I do? Well, what I want to do is hopefully be able to be fortunate enough to be able to trade stocks for a living.
Ethan's
out
gotten
of
very,
high school.
very interested in stocks recently.
Um,
Very interested in stocks recently.
I mean, there's not much more about it.
Do you have a book on it?
Oh yeah, I'm reading a book.
Have you lost any money? You know, with this.
Oh, I have.
I didn't know about that.
But I also made some money, so let's just leave it.
Okay,
We'll come back to that.
Ethan goes out of town during the summer for like a month. It felt like, and he didn't.
It was a month.
It was a month.
It was actually over a month.
And he has nothing to do where he went out of town.
True.
And in the time that he had nothing to do, he says, all right, I'm going to learn everything I can about stocks. He buys a book. I don't think Ethan's ever read a book.
I think you bought.
How many books have you read in your life?
3.
Not to call you out or anything, but not to put you on
I'm
blast.
saying right now, I hate reading. I'll say
So that's how I know he's serious. He bought a book.
Yep.
And I'm sure he's done countless hours of YouTube watching and research on videos. And he's the closest thing to an expert I know right now in stocks. So,
trying to be it.
In your professional opinion, what's the one piece of advice you'd give to any person that's wanting to invest?
Invest money in stocks.
What else would you be investing?
Well,
Cows.
equities or stocks.
What's equity?
Sorry. Equities are the same thing as stocks. I'm not gonna get into it. Half these listeners, they don't got any ideas. I mean, you can buy commodities and futures and stuff like that. But the one piece of advice I'll give, just in case there's anybody out there, I'm not an expert. I'm not gonna say I'm an expert. Max is speaking highly of me, but the one piece of advice I'd give to anybody looking to get into stocks is you have to want to do it.
That is what
you have to want to do it. Period.
That's what it is. All right.
Tell us a little about yourself, Max.
So I'm Max. I'm a senior in high school. Now, throughout high school, I've been pretty involved within sports. Kind of ramping down on that, but in my free time, I for real don't do anything outside of work, hanging with these lovely people. Not too much going on right now. I'm pretty involved with my student council at school, but nothing too crazy.
Sweet.
So now you guys know how interesting we are. We like cats and dogs, and our favorite color is blue. And you'll get to know us a lot more as we're talking. It's kind of hard for us to talk about ourselves. Yeah, well, you'll know a little bit more about our personalities and what we're into as this podcast comes along. But as we're not too great at just coming up on the fly and talking about ourselves. But
It'll get better.
It'll get better.
So
we need to get a clock so we know how long this thing runs. Okay.
So when do we want to wrap this up? We're at 24 minutes right now, guys. What do we?
Oh, so you have a So you have a thing.
Yeah, how long should this go for?
What do you say?
Where are we posting this all up on? So
so far
you can find this right now
on YouTube, and then
we're posting this on YouTube.
Yeah,
we have a Twitter at.
What is it?
Let me get that. It's at Jeepers Podcast. Jeepers Podcast. That's it.
We're the
all caps.
Beautiful.
We're the Jeepers.
Follow us. You'll get updates on when we are posting and when, and just in case we're having some crazy event or something, any news, anything, Jeepers will be on there.
Now, our episodes will be usually shot on a Monday. We decided to do it on a Wednesday this week because
Production issue.
we finally got our mics in and we wanted to start this up. We'll start recording next Monday, which would be the October 1st, actually. So,
Yep. I mean, tune in. If we recorded Monday, should get it uploaded Monday. At least that's the plan. Different topics almost every week.
we'll just
If you guys have something you want us to talk about, you can go ahead and tweet us or
direct message us. Maybe would be the best.
Yeah, either
direct
way.
message us on Twitter.
And we'll
willing to talk about anything, really.
Yeah, we'll give a shot. Like I said, this is everything and anything. We'll get into arguments. We'll say some pretty objective things.
Objective.
Some things will probably rub some people the wrong way, but that's just
For some.
That's just kind of what it is. So.
Even setting the bar pretty low, just like, hey.
Yeah, get ready.
No, it's not going to be necessarily always that. We'll just be, talking about this and that, see where it goes. But, I think this is the conclusion of our first podcast. Well, all right. Well.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Max.
Let's see how long that lasts. I'm Cole.
Thanks for watching.